Man, some of these old people in this senior complex have some really fine younger women. They drive them in and out of here, take them on outings and shit. Get with one of these young ladies. It's about 8:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, September 14th, 2020. Monday night. I'm out here in a super cool minivan. I'm pushing the envelope. I see that two of the apartments that usually have their blinds open at night now have their blinds shut. Oh, I don't know if that's got anything to do with, like, me coming out of here or what. I'm seeing that I was out here with a video camera earlier, pointing it around, even though y'all didn't see that footage because I didn't have the motherfucker on. I was just pointing it around, seeing if, how fast it will focus on different shit. But they might have thought I was filming shit. So, yeah, I'm kind of pushing the envelope. I'm out here a lot. But I should be allowed to come out to my vehicle at the place where I pay rent and hang out with it for a minute to make a phone call, smoke a cigarette, or make a video. Because, well, I have to talk at a certain decibel point for y'all to hear me. And, for it to be comfortable, the volume to be comfortable. If it's too low, it's aggravating. Besides that, I just like the level of privacy for it just to be me and Spirit and y'all. Yeah, girl, you look fine, except for you smoking a brand new car. I won't be smoking in that brand new car, unless it's a doobie, of course. You're fine, girl. Yes, you are. You take care of your old folks. Look at you. That one of them fine women just went pulling out of here. She pulled in here, bring her here. I've had a couple shots of Redberry, not enough to do anything really, I guess. I don't know. Sometimes I don't get any effect from the shit. I just drink it and I don't even get a buzz. I've got a Redberry coffee going here too. There's a shot of Redberry in it. When I don't get high, I know that's because the Spirit is delivering something. The Spirit wants me to talk about when we were here before. Well, I didn't introduce myself. For y'all who don't know, I'm Vini Ryland, aka Motuphi. But I'm Vini Ryland. You may be familiar with my wife/sister, Nikki Ryland. Yes, I'm married to my sister. And I'm in love with my other sister, Jessie Mae Bobemeyer. And we're just an incestuous punk rock outfit where we just share everything together. We sleep in the same bed. We wake up sleep fucking each other, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Nikki is the drummer for Hail Your Highness. She's like the baddest fucking drummer in Michigan. And she's a female. With a nice booty. I'm not kidding about the nice booty or her drumming skills, but I am kidding about everything else. Them guys don't like me. I am in love with Jessie Bobemeyer. That wasn't a lie either. But I've been in love with her for 11 years now. And it's nothing to her. It's not like, oh, wow, this guy's in love with me. I want to go be with him, I love him too. None of that. Yeah. So, yeah, it's like, I'm sorry I say all that stuff, but it's just like, it so easily could be true. In a lot of ways, because, well, I am changing my name to Ryland. Right about now, if Nikki Ryland, if she, went by that as her real name, if that was on her driver's license, I would try and get that bitch to marry me so I could take her name in marriage. I would be Vini Ryland legally, and I didn't have to change my name. I just had to marry somebody with it. Yeah, that's what I'd do, man. I'd marry Nikki Ryland right now. Today. Well, not today. It's a little late. Tomorrow. The day you hear this, I would marry her. Even though the person I'm in love with is her sister. But, you know, I want my name to be Vini Ryland for some reason. I don't know why. That's something that's in his physical memory. Pre-Vini. I speak for Pre-Vini, like, you know, I say I and me a lot, because I don't want to talk in the third person. Because while we are the same person, it's just one of our spirits still exists in the temporary mode, you know, this temporary timeline, or I'm able to travel back to it on the astroscape even after it's gone. I think it's gone already. I think all this shit already happened and it's gone. And that's why we have the predictions and we have the fiction novels in the next timeline that were actually fact-based, you know, here. You know, it's like they were just written about the entities here that did all the evil shit, you know? See, this is the Nibiru talk right now, okay? For y'all who you've been keeping up, you've got advanced entity mentality. So you're beyond this world and this timeline with me, right? And you're back here with me again. Just like we were here years ago when we did the thing to get rid of the Nibiru culprits, right? It's like they came here, they brought that technology. It got recorded in hieroglyphs for those who doubt this shit. There's hieroglyphs that show modern technology that got undone when the entities who brought it here against Yah's will, when they brought it here, and it had to get undone, and they had to get undone, and it all got undone. Time-traveling angels of death can do some astounding shit. They can go back to your ancestors and find the two ancestors that hooked up to start the downward striation that led to you, you see? And they can just make sure that they don't fucking get together, they don't spawn, and there's no downward striation. And at least your bloodline from before that gets saved. I mean, you know, this is like the people like Bill Gates, Soros, and all you rancid fucks that used your wealth for evil shit. And how you feel about, you know, these companies that you're giving money to, like Nabisco, Gatorade, you know, these video game companies and shit, Amazon. How you feel about them funding burning down your fellow man's home with him in it, with a laser? How you feel about them doing that? Killing them and killing their animals. Unless they can escape fast. How you feel about them taking their fucking lives from them? Bet you happy we're here again now, huh? So we can make sure that they never get born. No, there never was a laser, man. There's no need for lasers in the next timeline. There's no need for weapons in the next timeline. There never was a laser. There never was a Chinese torture weapon. There never was anybody Chinese who was rich or in a dynasty. Because, well, look at what's on their money. Mao. Yeah, anybody who thinks Mao is good, gonna get time looped as his victims right along. He's already in the time loops as his victims. He's gonna be there a long motherfucking time. There was millions of them, man. What's the number above quadrillion? Yeah, because it's more than quadrillions of millennia that Mao's serving. And everybody who helped that motherfucker get in power and stay in power. Everybody who had an agenda that would benefit from a bug like that being in power. Because that was a straight up bug, yo. Dictators are bugs. Hitler was a bug. Stalin, bug. Anybody who did dictatorial shit from their position of power was nothing more than a bug. Wearing an Edgar suit. Nice referral to the first Men in Black, right? But it's so realistic. Because their spirits aren't equal to our spirits. They don't go to the next timeline. What they have here is all they'll ever know now. They won't know that because they won't get born to know it. I love the snake eating its own tail shit, man. God is such a raw, awesome motherfucker, yo. He gonna collect for what they did here, and then he's not gonna let them get born to perpetuate it. Yeah, and he got their escrow. Oh, you laid down escrow to come in here and get yourself spiritually executed after you got time looped as all things that were victimized due to you being born, and as slaves to repay back every penny that ever went into you, including what bought your Pampers and baby food, and paid your heating bill, put food on your table. You're going to pay all that back. There you go, Mr. Rancid. You're going to wish you would use yourself for something good. You would set that example so that when people look at the Forbes Fortune 500 list, they can see, these people belong here. They do such good shit. We'd never do that with that wealth. We'd just keep it to ourselves and buy a boat. You see, buy a mansion, buy expensive shit, you know? That's what we do with it. These motherfuckers desire to be there, see? That's why none of them are in the next timeline. If they're worth more than $35 million, they're the worst kind of welfare phantoms, you know, on the list, on that list, because, well, they're above the glutton cap. They got to pay everything back that they're worth at a standard rate of $900,000 per penny. That's what you pay back for ill-gotten gain. Did you know that? That's why you don't steal. You don't even steal a booger, man. That booger might have monetary value to somebody. You just leave it on the wall where you seen it. For real, nigga. Don't you even steal somebody's boogers. Because, goddamn, there's consequences. And motherfuckers, you know, it's like, you know, you see them in the future in the time loops. All these motherfuckers that participated in this shit with these lasers that never get created. And these motherfuckers that never got born. You see them in the time loops, though. Getting time looped as kitties. They got burned up in their houses. And puppies and people that suffered, you know, that lost their homes and shit. You see them getting time looped, you know? And it's like, so, yeah. It's like, wow, man. Hey, you know, we came back to your time. To your era, and we told you what you were going to face if you did this shit, and you still did it. How fucking retarded can you get? We came back from the future and told you, don't do this instead. Oh, you want to call the herd? Well, there's at least 3 billion motherfuckers that should be called. They're sitting around playing video games. They call themselves gangsters. They listen to fucking rap. They listen to fucking mainstream music. They like sports. They like reality shows. They go online and troll. They make negative comments. They thumbs down shit. It's like, you know, start there. Then fucking work your way up the list to the motherfuckers who torture animals, motherfuckers who sexualize children, everything in Hollywood, you know, anything that would torture a baby or a child to get high, to get some, you know, something from them to get high. Y'all know what I'm talking about. ADRENOCRH or CHROME. Right. Y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah. You think it's fairy tales? It's not fairy tales. They don't get no more of that shit until they get you fucking dead. Yeah. You think breathing your own exhaust ain't fucking negatively affecting your health? Yeah. You can see it on your face already. Look at your face. Look at around your mouth. Look at your nose. Look at that shit. Look at your cheeks that are being covered. Look. You can see it. Because they're ugly as fuck. They want you to be ugly now. And dead. Yeah, when they click on their shit, their little 570. It's like, man, so many motherfuckers, because they decimated their health with this shit, they're just gonna fall over. I mean, you know, I was wearing my bandana over my face in the store, and I had to drop that fucker because, you know, I'm trying to walk, and I'm leaning on a cart. And I still, it's like, motherfucker was, you know, winding me and shit. Yeah, see, it's weird out here tonight. You know? It's like there's only one apartment that looks normal, and all the rest got their, like, blinds shut and shit. And one apartment doesn't have their blinds shut, you know, they're still like they're normal. Everybody else is acting strange, so I don't know what that's about. They got their blinds closed. Maybe they do it all the time, and just recently they haven't been closing them or something. Maybe they close them after a certain hour. I don't know. I'm not out here concerned with what's going on in their apartments. And I'm not concerned with their lives or what they do. And my advice to them is don't be fucking concerned with what I do, because I will fucking wallop your motherfucking ass. Yes, I will. I'll make you fucking regret thinking a negative thought towards me. And it's already parameters of the paradigm here that you ain't allowed to think negative against me. Bad shit will happen to you. So, you know, that's just where we're at. I don't give a fuck. You know? You shouldn't be thinking negative thoughts against other people, especially people you don't know. There ain't nobody here know me. Nobody actually know me, man. You know? That's what's fucked up is, you know, nobody in this timeline, in this era, really knows me. Nobody hangs out with me. You might have known who I was during an era of my life. You know, when I hung out with you. Doesn't mean you know me now. And, you know, my little brother sends me texts, either that or some kid that's on his phone, of mainstream videos and shit. And it's like, you know, if you're like that, you could be promoting me and sending off my videos, the videos of me and your brother, you know, as the Mooly, because we did some awesome videos as the Mooly. You know what I'm saying? Real videos, not like, you know, Hollywood videos, like with a camcorder videos down by the lake and by the house and by the pole barn, all, you know, just normal real videos to the songs, you know. And we didn't try to do nothing Hollywood. We wanted to keep it like redneck like that. Thing is it's hard to create a following for anything in this era of zombies. You know, it's hard to pull people away from the norm, what they're used to. And I really don't care about any of that shit anymore. I did for a long time, you know. I worked it. I had all that faith in God. Oh yeah, you reap what you sow. Sure you do, nigga. That's why little kitties that were born and they sowed all the good seed. They got born furry, fluffy, beautiful, ready to be cuddled. They sowed good seed. Yeah, but look at how some of them end up the life they end up facing, the shit that happens to them. Yeah, you don't reap what you sow here. They've made God a liar, and they mock him. I'm sorry I said God as a name. God is a descriptive, okay? There's no capital G God. His name is Yah. And you can't take his name in vain by saying goddamn or Yah damn. That's referring to hypocrites. Motherfuckers who say they're Christian, but you can't get them to do nothing. They won't even fund your ministry for you to do it, you know? 2017, 6 of my motherfucking charges were murdered by somebody claiming to be Christian, while other Christians wouldn't fund my ministry, but they ran the fucking charlatan churches with pockets full of money and dumped that shit on them, you know? It's like, here you go. I remember you molested my brother when he was, you know, or my son when he was a kid. You turned him into a monster, and we're grateful for that. Because now we can just look at him and demonize him the rest of our lives. We don't ever have to look at ourselves, because he was a worse monster than us. So, you know, it's the monster ball and shit we compare. We compare who, it's a pissing contest to see who was the worst monster, I guess. And if you somebody else was a worse monster, you don't have to address yourself in your own monstrosity. You see? There's worse monsters than me as far as what they want to do. There's not worse monsters than me as far as what I want to do to them in response to what they want to do. You see what I'm saying? Like these little motherfuckers that watch fucking videos of animals being tortured. Oh man, can't wait to get them in the time loops. It's worth traveling back in time to this era and enduring this shit as this motherfucker just to fucking get a chance at it, yo. I understand where Vinny's at, pre-Vinny. I understand his mentality. I understand his rage and his bloodthirstiness for these motherfuckers here, man. I understand why he would endure this shit, why he would allow the accrued debt for the reciprocity, you know, and for the ability to have the supernatural power to say shit and make it happen, you know. I mean, because, well, as long as they're doing negative shit, he can just say negative shit and cause it to manifest in their lives in response to what they're doing. They don't understand. They think they can just play this game from behind their fucking, they're hiding in these mansions and shit. It don't matter. We'll get you right there. You got an escape pod or a panic room? We got you. You're dealing with time-traveling interdimensional warriors now. And we can't be bought with your little temporal fake money, with your fake fame, your rigged fame. Only those, it's like even with viral videos, only those that are rancid rise. Nothing good rises here. We see what you're doing. Yeah. Everything fucking famous is rancid. Look at it rise. Yeah. And we see it. All the foul shit rising to the top. To be, just, what do? You like skim it off the top? Yeah, to purify the pot. And that's what we have happening here. You can just look at the world. Is it on the Forbes Fortune 500 list? Okay. There you go. Rancid. Is it famous? Rancid. Is it a leader? Rancid. Is it in government? Rancid. Is it military? Rancid. Is it trolling? Rancid. You see? Because they don't go on the videos of the animals being tortured and thumbs down that shit and say negative shit about that. No. They come on videos like this. That's why the comments are disabled. You see? This woman that got picked up by that dude earlier, his truck ain't here. Maybe she lives here by herself. It would be nice to have her visit me at night. She's got an apartment she can go back to and get out of my life. I don't have to like her personality. I just would like somebody to, sexually for now, And it's like if I go to hook up with somebody, I would like to, it to be like it's sex-based. We started with sex first, before there was any emotional attachment. Because, I don't want to be emotionally attached to somebody that I can't sexually satisfy, so she's going to have to cheat on me, You see what I'm saying? So, it's like, I have to figure that out with a bitch before I'll give her anything, from my heart anymore. Josie Bobblemeyer is the only one who got my heart without any investment at all. She just had to breathe the air and live and be there. And be who she was at the time that I fell in love with her. I don't know who she is anymore. She might be a monster now, I don't follow their content. I don't look at their shit. I was responding to some of her little boy adoration. But, I don't care anymore, Look at them little boys with all the lust you want, Well, I know that if that could sexually satisfy you, then I can. Because, I'm probably hung better than them. So it's like if you think that you could just be all that with them, then you could be all that with me. And I'm right here, man. I'm like within a couple miles of this chick that I love so much. I could, just drop so much of myself on. And, invest so much of myself in. And I could be a real interesting distraction from all this right now. And we could be doing some cool shit like, platform shows from their studio, shit like that, where like, hey, I can't just like record 5 or 6 videos and pick out the best one for you. What we did live is what you get, and if I fucked up, well, you got to fuck up, and that's real live performing. Sometimes you fuck up, but you recover, and your recovery is like Jimi Hendrix. I always took his example. Because he would fuck up a lot playing live. And his recovery just will blow your fucking mind, because then it was like, wow, maybe he meant to do that, You see, that's how you would react. And somebody who's not a musician wouldn't realize that, hey, he fucked up and he recovered, Because where there's a such thing when you're playing live, you got to keep going. You don't stop, Fucking, the song is going. Other band members are still playing it. So you have to like become adept that if you fucked up, you're jumped back in, you're still there. And that's why you have to practice, you see. to get them times when you fuck up and, okay, your band members get accustomed to where you might fuck up and what song and what your recovery might be, and maybe even can play with your recovery, you know? You see what I'm saying? Because, well, different songs will have different points that, are difficult for you while you're doing them. And they won't always be like hard things to play. Usually it's something really easy, and it's usually something that's just strummy, It's like it ain't even plucked out or picked out. And it's so fucking easy that you can fall out of the pocket of the drums, and it's like, then it's like, fuck, because, you have to try and find where you, in your originality of playing differently than other people, put your fucking shit, and you have to do it fast. So, you see, recovery is everything. And, hey, dude, have we been talking for 25 minutes? It doesn't seem like it, does it? And it seems like we've been talking for 5:48, what's showing on the camera. 5:50, 5:51, 5:52. We could do this the rest of the night. So. Yeah, but see, we got a lot of stuff happening that's like really identifying a lot of what don't exist in the next timeline. There's 18 corporations that you have made billionaires that have now funded. You may be one of the houses that they decided they funded burning it down with a laser. It's like they're doing that shit again. Paradise all over again. And they think they got away with paradise. They're, those are time loops. They're standing time loops. They're getting time looped as this shit. Soros and everybody who funded the organizations that did the shit. Now you got fucking, you got stockholders and CEOs and, anybody who makes decisions of these companies, right? They decided they're going to give money to these people who are going around, they're burning people out. And you have also, traitor military, which they've been traitors against you since 2011. Don't act like you think that there's fucking loyal military. These motherfuckers have been spying on you, spreading propaganda on the internet, and attacking us, and getting our shit took down, flagging our videos, all kinds of fucked up shit against us, law-abiding Americans, taxpayers and shit, while they fucking don't do nothing against the motherfuckers torturing animals, sexualizing children. They don't do nothing against the mainstream when the mainstream's got a video out that's going to fucking cause motherfuckers to have a fucked up reaction. No, they don't do nothing proper. Yeah. It's like, yeah, they're all engaged in this thing, this horrible sickness, I got somebody walking here. And he's walking up from an apartment over there. It looked like he was going to go to the door that goes up my hallway. But he stopped. And looked this way, acting like he's on the phone or something. See, I can stop what I'm doing and run in and come back out. It's not a big deal to me. It has to go in the movie maker anyway. But that's kind of a spooky thought. That, I don't go walking around, the other side of this place over by other people's apartments and shit. Yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go check on shit. I'll be right back. Okay, dude must have just been walking up out of here. He was on his phone. And when he got up by the door there, which is where the sidewalk turns, it ends there, he turned and looked back at me. So it's like, motherfuckers will find out I'm totally uncaseable, They figured that out at the motel, the mouth junkies who tried to case me out. Because they knew I had musical equipment. They saw me take it in my room. And, you know, it's not the same thing in their eyes as it is to me, you know? To them, it's something to steal and sell for some dope. You see? That's all it is to them. My guitar, my synthesizer, my microphones and microphone stand. My laptop, they'd probably sell that for $10 because, well, who can even get in it, you know? So, and then this is a younger person I seen walking up out of here just now. So it's like, had to wonder, would he go around and bust in through the patio door, you know? I just went in and did a couple shots, turned on the light, closed the blind in the bedroom. So, well, it looks like somebody's in there now. I had the blue light on. Keep that blue light on at night for Jessie in case she shows up. She knows, hey, I kept the light on for you, girl. I'm thinking about you. You know? Because, well, I still love you. I'm retarded, okay? But it's a good kind of retardation at it. The right person can capitalize on it. They can direct it. They can focus it and pivot point it. You know, as far as like what I'll do within, you know, entertainment, you know. And I do a lot of stuff right about now. Nothing I do could shock the world, really. Actually, I think what would shock the world is, okay, Jesse and Nikki have all these tattoos, and I don't have any. If they pulled me in, you know, as an instrumentalist in some capacity, bass player, whatever, had me dress in drag, but, you know, I don't, you know, I wear like something small leather, just, you know, and it's like, it goes up in between my butt cheeks, so it's like a thong. And I don't really have anything else on except for that. And, you know, the bandana hanging around my neck. So, yeah, I'm compliant. I have my mask, but I just don't have it around my face. You know, and up against them, kind of scantily clad, but not quite as scantily, you know. Because, well, what would be shocking about it is the old motherfucker in drag, in such good shape, so accomplished, and who just fits in to the thing so good. You know what I'm saying? It would just fuck people up. Then they'd have a pivot point for the triangle. Because, well, two-piece don't have a pivot point. Three-piece does. Triumph understood that. Triumph. I don't know why I mentioned them. It just rolled off my tongue, and it was in my mind to go with that. It's weird. Rick Emmett was a hell of a guitarist. There is a hell of a guitarist, you know, probably still. He's forgotten more than most of us will ever learn. So have all these other guys, Pete Townsend, you know. I've learned a lot, and I have forgotten more than your famous guitarists nowadays know or will ever bother to try and learn. Because at one point I was really heavily into learning my instrument and mastering it. And guitar was what was kept from me. My mom pushed piano on me as a kid. You know, and it's like, I don't want to be some church perv playing piano, fucking molesting kids, because, well, that was what was happening to me, right? You know, got me in the basement sucking dick and shit while the pastor's upstairs delivering a message to a whole congregation except for us two. And nobody ever asked, hey, where these motherfuckers go during the service, man? You know? It's like, shit. I didn't learn anything from this guy except for FACE, which is what, a scale or some shit? And how he put it on the keyboard. Everything else I figured out on my own from the guitar. You know, because I kind of almost, like, you know, from a basic perspective, you know, it's like I was getting there towards mastering the guitar. I had a lot of help, a lot of people who knew more than me that I would sit at their feet and learn, and I would have them show me shit, and I would learn it, you know. I would practice what they showed me until I could play it good, like they did, you know. That's why I can take songs now, and I can do stuff with them, you know. I can, like, take them and make them my own, put them in my own key, shit like that. Tune my guitar differently, which, you know, it makes that sound different. It gives you more options, you know, for, you know, the sounds you can get from it. A 6-string, I'm not saying do that with a bass or anything else, but with a 6-string guitar, especially they have tuners in them now, man. There's no excuse. It takes you, what, 2 minutes, you know, while somebody's talking, you know, the person who fronts the band is talking, you can be tuning that guitar real quick, you know, because, well, as soon as you turn on that tuner, it mutes what's going to the chord. So it's beautiful. My fucking acoustic electric, my little new acoustic electric, I got what? I don't know. I got it last year, probably about this time, I guess. It has that. It has a dent in the front where it got fucked up in transport. And my ex-wife wanted to send it back and get me another one, but they didn't have another one there. And I'm like, well, I'm not sending it back anyway, because I played it a little bit, and it had the thing, you know. You know how sometimes you can pick up a guitar, it's just a super expensive guitar. It's all that. It's everything and all the bells and whistles. It's a bag of chips too, you know? And fucking then you pick it up and it's like it doesn't play good. It doesn't have good energy. You can't really do anything good on it, you know? I mean, you can, but it doesn't feel good while you're doing it. Then you pick up a guitar it's you know, theoretically, by comparison, it's just a fucking factory-made piece of shit. And that motherfucker just like, you know, it's like magic. It wants to shoot magic fucking wand fucking power out, you know? And that's what I got. I got one of them cheap $200 Fender acoustic electrics with the fucking tuner already built in. And it has magic power. And it has a fucking dent in it. Because, you know, somewhere along the line, somebody didn't care enough about the box to make sure it didn't get punctured by another box. That's all right. I'll deal with the dent. It identifies it, you know, because, well, I filmed that fucker when I took it out of the case or out of the box. So it's like, hey, you know, if it ever came up missing, all I got to do is look for the dent, you see? Plus, well, I filmed it coming out of the box, so the serial number's in the video too, I guess. Because I do that kind of dumb shit. I mark shit, I film shit. And there, believe it or not, there's probably a few people around here that follow my videos that would never, like, actually interact with me. Because they think I'm just some crazy dude from Detroit, some crazy old white dude. You know, it's like... they'd probably fucking, if they saw the shit out there getting sold, they'd probably put a word in some kind of way to help me get the shit back, or to help the people who are selling it get busted. And they wouldn't be able to take it to the pawn shop because, well, the synthesizer's already been registered to them. You see. So, yeah. And the guitar's not worth enough to make it worth their trouble right now because they're overstocked on guitars. The laptop, they won't even touch that. So there's things that a pawn shop won't even touch right now. And then the pawn shop gets your fucking plate number and all that shit because they come out to your car now. You know? They do curbside. So yeah. I'm out here. I'm trusting that my shit ain't getting broke into. I'm drinking a red berry coffee. Burnett's red berry vodka in it. One shot in that big mug I showed you on another video. I don't know why suddenly there's two apartments. They're actually across the hall from mine. They're on this side of the building. My apartment faces the other way. These guys' fucking blinds for the first time in weeks are closed. makes you wonder if there's some kind of conspiracy where, you know, some people are about to try and do some shit, you know. The new guy who moves in that they feel doesn't fit and they want to run him out, so they start complaining to the landlord and shit. Oh, he's out in his van, or he, you know, hey, they're out in their fucking, they're sitting out there on a fucking bench, right? It's supposedly 25 feet away, but there's smoke wafts over the building and into my motherfucking apartment. I don't say shit about that. These motherfuckers here, they don't open a window or nothing when they fucking cook. And the shit is wafting up and down the goddamn hallway for hours, man. We know what the fuck they had for dinner, you know, for till 11 o'clock at night. It's like, fuck, man. Ain't you never heard of you open the door to be nosy. Open that motherfucker to let the smell out, man. You know, when you're cooking, open a goddamn window or crack your door jamb, man. You know, your fucking sliding door. Crack that motherfucker, old motherfucker. You know, it's like, goddamn, man. You're not fucking goddamn, you know, Oriental and shit where you're packed into a little fucking goddamn cubbyhole where you can't open your shit. You can open your shit. Open it. You can open it to fucking listen and see if you can hear a motherfucker in his van talking. So I don't see why you can't open it to let the smell out. I mean, you know, if you're following my videos and shit and you think fucking you know something about me just from my content, which, you know, you would have had to follow me for years to know anything about me, okay? Jazzy can tell you that, but Jazzy's not Jazzy no more. Jazzy is still Jazzy to me, but not like in that way, because Jazzy was never like that to me anyway. Jazzy was like a spirit to me, a person that, you know, doesn't matter what image this person projects here in this era, in this construct, in this spirit scan. It doesn't matter to me. You see what I'm saying? Jazzy has like a jazzy spirit, you know. It's like very sophisticated and intelligent, like jazz music. And it was weird how I ended up calling him Jazzy, you know. And I know y'all think Jazzy Jeff. Jazzy Jeff's got nothing on this guy. This guy, you know, as far as like IQ and intelligence, can run circles around Jazzy Jeff. But there was never no connotation. I just recently thought of Jazzy Jeff, and I thought about, oh wow, well, Jazzy thought of that, then he feels that I put him down, you know, and I didn't, you know, because, well, Jazzy Jeff wasn't even on my radar, so I never even thought of the fuck, you know. But yeah, isn't it the guy that's the DJ for Will Smith in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air era, you know? How do you create a music act where you stand up and you spit into a microphone dumb fucking shit, and there's a guy behind you spinning a fucking record and scratching it all up, fucking it up? How is that a music act? To what retarded motherfuckers is it music? This was always my problem with rap and why I did it the way I did it. Why I played music and musical composition in my shit. Why there was jazz and rock and shit you could refer to, you know? I didn't just take some little 4-second loop and fucking goddamn expect it to fucking hold you, you know? There's people who can appreciate that, but they're super intelligent. You see? There's not a lot of super intelligent people here. Look at what's famous, okay? That should tell you. There's no rejection of it. Y'all don't reject them. They tell you this should be famous, and you're like, oh yeah, look, he's good. You know, I was like, okay. Sounds like shit to me, but what can you say? I never liked anything Eminem did except for his one song that had the guitar riff constantly playing the same retarded shit over and over again. Ching 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 ching. I can't remember any of the lyrics of it. It's so fucking retarded. It's like, fuck, man. It's right on the tip of my tongue, the retardation this motherfucker wrote down. He literally wrote this shit on paper. And that's what I don't get, is these motherfuckers write this shit down on paper. At least Biggie Smalls didn't write it down, man. It's like he realized, okay, this guy's got a bag. And hopefully he's got a mask on, so it looks like he might have went somewhere. He walked there fast. Of course, the stores, only the liquor store, 7-Eleven's only like fucking 4 or 5 blocks away. So, he got there and got back quick. He went and picked up, looks like he picked up a bottle or something. I'm drinking a lot these couple days, but you know how I am. I won't drink for like a month now. Almost like I start hanging with somebody who wants to drink, and I drink with them. It's like I keep having these weird dreams that Jessie and her sister Nikki show up. Just they're at my fucking door and shit. And it's like, and I'm scared because I don't know how to react. You know what I'm saying? Because, well, Jessie's kind of scary to me. Not her as a person. The amount of effect she has on me, It's like, I say all this shit online to you guys. She's never going to hear it, and she wouldn't care. But, this chick, she has such an effect on me that, like, she could almost become like she's controlling a robot. She could just have me do whatever she wants me to do. And I don't want to give anybody that power over me. It's one thing to fantasize about it and love her. And, know that, hey, I'm too old for her, for one. And, so I'll always be, like, repulsive to her. And I'm retarded, and I don't have anything to offer her. I don't have anything. I live in an old people apartment complex where you go to die, I mean, I got old people peeking out at me right now. Oh, is that guy out in his van? Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord, Goddy, God. See, this is what I can't stand, is no matter how much I want to mind my own business, there's always fuckheads who have a problem with whatever it is that I'm doing, even if it doesn't affect them. But what they do can affect me. You see what I'm saying? And it just bugs the fuck out of me. I put my van back here. I backed it up over here to try and be like, there's no light beasting right in on me, so you can't see me so easy. And, it's like these fuckers, man, if they try to make trouble for me, it's gonna, like, darken my life so much, What I'm saying, now I'm hoping that the landlord will be like, hey, what, you seen him out in his vehicle? So what? Yeah. People can go out to their vehicles. I don't live out in this motherfucker, and I don't hang out here for an excessive amount of time. But, like, if I'm having a phone conversation, I have the right to go somewhere where I feel I can have privacy and I can talk loud enough for people to hear me. And, like, when I was talking to my brother earlier, I had to come out here because, well, I didn't want to talk to him in my apartment. I had to talk to him loud. And I didn't want to talk to him outside. I had to talk to him loud. I don't want everybody to know everything I'm saying to my brother, So I came out here to the car, the van. Well, as it turns out, I talked to this motherfucker for almost an hour, Like the other night when I came out here and talked to him. And I should be allowed to have a private conversation here in America, nigga, without some white devils deciding, oh, it's bothering me. I felt so threatened by him being out there in his van that I closed my blinds. So did my neighbor. We sat around and conspired about how we could get him kicked out because we don't like that he's got that nice apartment with that nice view. They call my apartment the one with the view. For those of y'all who don't know. And guess what? It was empty. It was available. Was just waiting for the guitar to roll back around. But I want you to understand, sometimes an available apartment ain't a good thing because it could mean that the person that was there before you got ran out of it and the person before them got ran out of it. Well, they'll have a hard time running me out of mine. Can you prove anything? What you got on video? Oh, they said they saw me out there. Yeah, I had to make a phone call, and I had to talk really loud, you know, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. And it's like, that should be the bottom of that issue. It should just be like, it's dropped, you know, mic drop. There you go, we're done. You know, because, well, I have the right to go to my vehicle and talk on the phone, and you can't tell me, oh, you better go driving away, because then you're telling me to violate laws, like driving, distracted, you know? So it's like, yeah. Why does this guy get in the passenger side of his van? Well, that's so that people don't fucking, like, you know, think that I'm, you know, drinking and operating at all. You know, even if it wasn't fucked up on that side, I still would be getting in this side once I've had a couple shots of vodka in me. That's how I did it when it was parked in my ex-wife's house. You know, it's like, then there's no question. I'm over here, there's no way I could be operating this thing. Unless you think I have magic feet. You know, so, yeah. You see what I'm saying? I'm in here making a video to y'all. I'm talking to y'all. This is like a phone call. I need to talk at a certain decibel, and I need, you know, a certain level of, like, privacy. And one thing I don't like about coming to a place like this is so many of the people know each other, and they can all, like, spread a rumor about you, where they'll all believe it, and you know what I'm saying? I know God's gonna do something, Yahweh. I keep saying God. Why do I keep doing that? You get conditioned to that shit, you know? It's like saying, I know dishwasher, you know, when, you know, okay, he's a dishwasher, but, you know, he has a name. You know, Kenmore. I know Kenmore. You know, see what I'm saying? It's the difference between calling God dishwasher and Kenmore. You know, y'all know there's Kenmore dishwashers, right? Ain't there? And then, you know, there's a difference, like, you know, just like calling Yah God, you know? You're going to call Kenmore dishwasher, you see? Maybe it's not a good comparison. It kind of doesn't make sense, does it? And nothing I say makes sense. Jesus Christ. Who is Christ? Who is this Christ entity? I know Yeshua's gonna be asking, who the fuck was Christ, man? Oh, that was created by so-and-so. Yeah, King James. He's also the one who portrayed my dad as a closeted, self-loathing, woman-hating homosexual. Just a mean-spirited dick. This is a wonderful night. It would be more wonderful if I wasn't sitting here at this place. Not because of anything that's been done to me directly, but just because of the energy that I feel about me being out here. Which people shouldn't feel that way. I'm just not sitting on the bench over there with my smoke wafting up into your fucking shit. And I don't know, sometimes motherfuckers are jealous. You got something, you know? I got this old piece of shit, battered up van. They don't wanna, you know, oh God, he goes out to his van and hangs out in his van. You know, so what? I got a guitar and I have to play that. And I'm gonna be coming out here to play that. You know, and we can ask these motherfuckers, which would you rather have? Me fucking jamming and screaming in there, and me coming out here to do my screaming? Because, well, the song I have to do is Love, Rain on Me. That requires some screaming. Yeah, what was I saying? I was saying something about some entities showing up. I'm watching a helicopter or a plane go across the sky. And y'all are here in the freeway. and they got the door open. The freeway is like, I don't know, a quarter of a mile away, if that. As a bird flies. See, it's like everything I want to do has been threatened with this move here, because, well, old people are fucked up, especially old white people. Old black people are cool. Like, you know, if this was all old black people, they'd be celebrating me being here. Hey, that's Vinny, you know. Hey, you gonna play guitar today, man? You know, I wouldn't have to go outside to play jazz music and shit and do my covers. I could do them right from my room. Might even have motherfuckers join in with me. But these motherfuckers here are white. The motherfuckers that are doing all the evil shit are white. See the correlation? The motherfuckers who made everybody who's famous now, who say whatever they want them to say, are white. The fires, those motherfuckers who caused them, who paid for it. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, you know, domestic terrorist organizations, posing as legitimate things, funded by what? White people. Yeah. MLK Jr. turned code against all the hardworking black people from the 50s and 60s who used to have pride and had trimmed hedges and manicured lawns, nice cars, swimming pools, nice houses. Coloreds only signs on the motherfucking blind pigs. Blind pigs are after hours bars. They used to be in the basements and the hoods that didn't used to be ghettos before MLK Jr. came along and burned it all down. Yeah, the world got burned down for the white man. And it takes turncoats when there's people of a different race you want to use. You know, they up in the house with Whitey. Yeah. And that's why you have what you have happening here. You have a Bible that was being doctored back when Yeshua was here. And they murdered him because he was exposing them. That has been doctored from way back before then. And Yeshua was trying to expose them. Whitey. You see. And here we are. We're doing the Nibiru thing all over again, nigga. Shit. It's like, damn. How much is not gonna be here when we're done with this shit? How much did these fuckers build? You know, it's like, fuck. You know, because shit gets negatively affected when you start undoing motherfuckers that created housing. You know, you see what I'm saying? You have to be so slow and selective. They're counting on this. They know that we're not like them. They'll just kill people in their houses, usually, and burn their shit up with them in it, their animals. They know we're not like them. They're counting on that. You know, our patience. They're counting on how we handled PlanetX when we were here before. And some of y'all were here before with me. I know Jesse and Nikki were. They're not here with me now, though. And that kind of really hurts, you know, that I'm doing this without them. And it shouldn't be this way, you know. I should be exhausted in a whole nother way from, like, you know, satisfying shit, like at least playing some music, you know. At least that, if nothing else. Where I return back to my old people pad, totally exhausted. I am whipped. I put in a hard day's work with these guys, you know? Yeah, I'd love to have that feeling again where I worked hard and I'm foamy like, you know, my horse. I used to get when I rode it hard. And You know, and foamy gonna ride me hard and put me away wet. You know, it's like, you know, I was an inbred. I didn't know how to handle animals. Neither did anybody in my family. We were people who should never have had animals. You know, a watchdog maybe. You know, big dog as well. They're tough. Big, tough ghetto dogs. My granny would get big, tough ghetto dogs from the, you know, the shelter before they would be euthanized. She'd go pick one out. Yeah, you'd make a good watchdog. Bring a dog home that would fucking eat her grandchildren and shit. You know? I remember that shit. Butch. He was a Norwegian elk hound. Man, that fucker was mean, boy. And he would fuck you up if you fucking fucked up around him, man. That motherfucker, man, you had to be careful. He let you know with a growl, you know. I'm about to fuck you up, you know. So it's like you knew to stop the fuck off, get away from him, you know. That was Butch, man. And I remember Pepe, old man John Glazer, was old hook, the old boxer, the Detroit East Side. And then I guess he was a coach for a while. You know, they made movies about this guy that he didn't get no credit because, well, they turned his character into a caricature, you know, where it's like, you know, oh yeah. Kind of like, you know, black exploitation films. Jew exploitation. He was a real Jew. He had the Jew nose and everything. Yeah, I'm the one who found his old ass laying on the ground on Bellevue after he'd been robbed, beat down by some black thugs. And my granny, I told my granny, hey, there's a dead guy up there, man. My granny had me drive her over there in her car. It was a block away. She should have just walked around the corner and walked over to it. It was less than a block. It was like 4 houses away. You know, you go under the viaduct and shit of the Packard plant. And it's right there. He was laying right there. Took her longer to fucking get into the car and for me to turn the car around than if we would have just walked around the corner. But taking the car was a good idea because, well, I wouldn't go approach him. I was a coward bitch like that. But my granny and Davy Duke, my little cousin, got out there and saw he was still alive and picked him up and brought him back to the car. He ended up renting the upstairs from my granny. And then she took him to her new house that she got, which was a small, tiny, fucking rickety piece of shit house in Warren on the corner of Dodge and Automobile, the southeast corner. Yeah, it's got a little fence around it, a garage out back, and it's a tiny little house, man. But then upstairs, and it kind of, I don't know, my granny had a big ghetto house in Detroit, and crack destroyed everything in that area so bad that my granny finally left after standing it down for like 30-something years. She stood down the riots. Black motherfuckers sitting on her porch with shotguns protecting her house against the thugs that were called upon to even kill them because they were hardworking black people. Yeah. And my granny used to call these motherfuckers niggers right to their faces. And he called her a honky white bitch, you know. It's like, you know, words didn't hurt them. You see, they were ghetto people. They survived. Pass me that salt, nigger. Okay, honky white bitch. Give me that fucking corn. You see? Like, yeah. And you'd hear that shit in the Blind Pig, too. They had coloreds only signs on it before these riots and MLK Jr. And you try to tell people about him being a turncoat. Motherfuckers don't want to accept it because they want to act like he's such a hero because that's what they've been programmed to think. They've been programmed to think that Lucifer and Satan are the same entity and that Satan has a body. No, they're about to inject a download of him into a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Probably everybody if they can. Hopefully Lucifer will get here to intervene against that, pretending to be Christ for a growing season. Sitting in the target seat as buffer against Satan, aka Ancient AI, one final time for the crash point. And then he takes this orchestrated, staged event fall, Armageddon fall, gets tossed into the Stargate, aka the Lake of Fire. Pardon me. He's supposedly like in the bottomless pit, but y'all don't know what that actually means. Neither does the average person in this timeline, and I'm not at liberty to go into detail about that if you haven't figured it out already. But it actually refers to something very simple. Yeah, you'd be surprised at how simple, you're all trying to get complicated, trying to figure out this complex shit. Oh Lord, the God is so complicated. Well, yeah, he is. The Bible's supposed to be a science book, not a religion book. Did you know that? Yeah, it's supposed to teach you about the science of Yah. And the science of what we're enduring here. How we have spirit memory. It's non-tamperable, non-deletable. Records our thoughts and omissions even. Yeah, how we die to either graduate to the next timeline, which is this timeline reversed, and restarted sans contaminants. The contaminants are those who die that didn't graduate. They get time looped as their victims and as slaves, and then they get spiritually executed to never get born, to perpetuate any victimization. The snake that ate its tail until it never existed. It's a beautiful thing we have happening here. Yep. This is bigger than Nibiru. Yes, it is. It's way bigger. And motherfuckers can't even see it because they're so caught up in what they can see. And what they can see, most of it doesn't even exist. Because those who built it failed their pre-existence. And they don't get born in the next timeline. And the books that we wrote about them from this pre-existence thingy are all fiction in the next timeline. as if it's lies, fairy tales. Because who could believe that there was entities so rancid? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about Bill Gates and Soros getting time looped as cats that burned in a fire from a laser. You see the ripple effects? They reach far and wide, yo. That's why you don't get famous and put out toxic influence. You make sure your fans will care about shit. So you don't get time looped as what they didn't care about. Being your fans, under your influence, your tutelage. Okay. Well, I think we're done for tonight, finally. I can go in and these guys can look out and see there's nobody in that van. See? Dumb old fucking rancid white devil who fucking can't stand a motherfucker might be productive in some capacity. Oh, he's just out there smoking pot. Am I? Oh, he's just out there doing this or that. Oh, it's none of your business what the fuck I'm doing. This is America. I paid my taxes. That's why I have my SSI. FICA took big out of me for years, baby. Yeah. And that's why you pay that FICA. In case you end up in my position. Where you need the shit. So render under Caesar. And render under God. But God is not God. God is Yah. God is a descriptive. Okay. Be at peace. Be blessed. Be grateful for it. Because you already are blessed.